Welcome to Munciana Courtside, coming to you live from Canada this week. A little international flair for you guys. A couple of questions for you. First, Randy, the national pastime, national sport of Canada.
Hockey.
Hockey was just added 2 years ago as a national. They have two named the #1 sport in this country.
In this country. Can't tell you.
Not volleyball, but lacrosse. Munciana Courtside may start a lacrosse show. We are live from Canada. Mike Lingenfelter, along with your host, Randy Gardner.
We're going to go over the past week highlights. We had a big game a couple nights ago, Center Grove over Carmel. They won in 4 sets. You got any thoughts on that?
Big game. I picked Carmel to win that, so the folks at Center Grove can start sending hate mail. You know, the way the season's going right now, anybody beats anybody. It doesn't really.
The other game we had for the game of the week was Avon versus HSE, which Avon won in 3.
I did hear from the HSE guys that they used my courtside prediction as a blackboard or bulletin board material, kind of get the team hyped up. Like I said, HSE is probably about a year away. They're going to become a big time player in this game. Avon just a little too much right now.
This past weekend, on Saturday, Avon Classic, the team that won was Assumption. They went 4-0. They beat Avon in the championship. We predicted that.
Winning straights, and Assumption's awfully good. They're on the trail to another national title.
In the rundown, third was Carmel 3-1. Carroll went 2-2. Both really good teams. 5th place was Floyd Central. 6th was Southwood at 1-3. 7th was Muncie Central, and then rounding out Newcastle at 8.
You know, a tournament where Newcastle comes in and gets blanked and goes 0-4 tells you the depth of that tournament's phenomenal. That's the tournament you're going to see in the United States this year.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and get the courtside top 10. Go ahead and start it off with number 10.
First tie of the year. Number 10, Brebeuf and LaPorte. Both teams are great teams. Both deserve to be in there. Both teams have been represented in state championships multiple times. You look to see those teams push up the ranks.
Yeah, and we'll talk about LaPorte in a little bit. Number 9.
Columbus East, hanging in there. It's something their first loss of the year, but you lose a tough one to Cathedral, that doesn't really hurt you too much.
Number 8.
Floyd Central. Floyd Central had a couple of setbacks this week in the tournament we just mentioned in Avon, and you know, it's like I said, at this time of the season everybody's losing. Floyd dropped a couple, so we're going to drop them down a couple.
Sorry, last year had a great run heading into the state tournament, about 15 straight games, so he'll be all right. Number 7.
New guys, Elkhart Memorial, always in the hunt. Tremendous volleyball program. Like I said about everybody else, they picked off a couple of the big boys, and they're going to keep moving up.
6-2 on the year so far. Number 6.
Avon, Beth Prince U. Those guys continue to bomb away. Had a great tournament. Went 3-1 in the Classic at their place this weekend. They're going to hover in that 6-5 area for a while, but as good a team as there is in the state of Indiana.
Number 5.
Carmel had a big win over Cathedral early in the week. Had a setback to Center Grove, but like I said, Carmel's right there with Avon. When it all comes push and shove, they're going to be in the hunt.
Number 4.
Center Grove. We've talked about them. As physical and as dynamic as any team. When they handle the ball, there's not many teams that can handle them.
And number 3.
Well, you know, 1, 2, and 3.
Last week's number 1.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. If you went to the Providence tournament this week, you would have got to see all of these guys, and all these guys made it very confusing on us. Last week's number 1 is this week's number 3, Roncalli.
Just scrappy team. I watched those guys play at Cathedral the other night. They ended up beating them on Thursday night in a close one. They lost them in 4 to those guys, and they ended up beating them this weekend when they played at the Providence Empire. Number 2.
Speaking of Providence, I go Providence. They continue to move up the board. 3A powerhouse, as gifted and loaded a team as you'll have. They won their own tournament this week on sets. First time they've won it in a long time, and the final 3 teams in that pool were Cathedral, Roncalli, and Providence. That's as good a tournament as you're ever going to see, but Providence is my number 2.
Last time they did win that was in the mid-'80s. Number 1?
Well, my Irish in football dominated Michigan. Take that, Tim Kuzma. Dominated in football, and even though it's been a weird week and a whacked-out week, I'm going to go with the Irish at number 1 again. Number 1 will be the Irish. Hold on, I did that the wrong hand, for God's sakes. In Canada, they do metric system, everything else. I'm a little confused. Irish, courtside #1 this week.
Gear Munciana is who's hot. We were going to hit on 5 teams that are really doing a pretty good job to start the year. #1, I wrote down, was Northview, 12-2 on the year. Most wins in the state.
Yeah, winningest team in the state. You got to call them hot. They've already won 12.
Yeah. #2, I put Delta. Delta's 11-1 on the year. Undefeated at Yorktown's tournament.
Yeah, Delta's
One little slip up.
one little slip up, but I tell you what, they're getting better every week, and they've got some young players that are growing into some positions. They're having a great year.
LaPorte, big 4A school, 9-0 on the year.
Fighting Lebos. You know, the land of Lebo is doing great stuff, and LaPorte's always a good team.
Another team here, West-Del, 9-1. They had a big one this week.
Our camera woman is very excited about Debbie Neely, I mentioned on the show. West-Del's the pride right now of Delaware County record-wise, them and Delta, but they're as strong as anybody.
And #5, we put Avon Central, which had a big win last week.
Adam Central rolls in and wins the Whopping by first time ever for those guys. Congratulations to them, one of the hot teams in the state.
Yep. We're going to go to the game of the week. We got 2 of them, both on September 10th, Wednesday. #1 will be West-Del at Cowan.
Already got confused by the Cowan fans about picking West-Del to be in my state championship. West-Del at Cowan. Even though I love Poncho, you got some of our boys in the background here from our camp. I go, once again with the foam finger, West-Del over Cowan.
I agree.
In a 4-gamer. I'm going to go 4 sets.
Awesome. September 10th, the next game, Carmel versus Brebeuf.
I'll bring 2 great schools. I go Carmel, and I also go Canada. All Canada.
That should be
Carmel
great
with the win.
That's all we got for this week.
Goodbye and take care, and we'll see you when we get back home. Thanks.